What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com, here to answer your questions that you sent to me. And by the way, if you want to ask any question, go ahead and email me at marc@tigerfitness.com, and I'll do my best to answer it on this channel, or I'll just answer it on the email. But if it's a good question, I need content, you need answers, let me help you out. Marc, what are the most effective ways to overcome a plateau in weightlifting? So let's talk about weightlifting and diet. So a lot of times plateaus are simply people not being patient enough. Let me explain. A lot of people think gains are linear, right? Like I'm going to gain 5 pounds of my bench press every single time I go to the gym. It's not possible. If that was the case, I'd be benching 80,472.5 pounds right now because I've been going to the gym a lot and I'd be increasing every single workout. That doesn't happen. You hit plateaus, you hit sticking points, and that's fine. Your tendons and your ligaments can only handle so much. Some people are just naturally stronger than other people. There was a guy named Steve McNair who was a quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. And there's a story of him. He never lifted weights in high school. Goes to college. College strength coach is like, you got to lift. He's like, Coach, I don't need to lift. Coach is like, yes, you do. You need to lift. He's like, nah, I don't need to lift. Coach is like, okay. I think he puts like 225 on the bar. Hit that for 10 reps. Don't have to lift. McNair, who's never lifted, goes over there and benches it 20 times. Now, I might be wrong about the facts of this story, but that really did happen. So put that in perspective. There's natural limitations, right? But let's say you do have a legit plateau. How do you break that? I'm going to give you a lifting technique, then I'm going to give you lifestyle techniques. A lifting technique would be something called taking a step back. So let's say you're hitting 315 for 2 reps and you're stuck there. You can't get that third rep. One way to do it would be to scale back where you go back to 255 and you go up 10 pounds a week. 255, 265, 275. The goal is once you get to 315, you get it pretty easy because you've been climbing up, and the next week you break it at 320 or 325. That's one method. That's a method that's worked for me in the past, and maybe it'll work for you. That's one way to break a plateau. Another is, are you training for your goals? If your goal is to bench more weight, if your goal is to squat more weight, don't train like a bodybuilder. Train like a powerlifter. Now, a great program that you'll want to look into that has a lot of bodybuilding components and also a lot of powerlifting components, probably the best powerlifting program in existence, is Conjugate by Westside. The great Louis Simmons gave us this great training system that he took from the Soviets and put his own spin on it. And it's called Conjugate. Conjugate is amazing. I've learned a lot working with Laura Stackhouse over at my gym at Tiger Fitness Gym in Ohio. She's there every single day. She did a seminar. I attended it at my gym and it was amazing. So Conjugate is a way. So train for specificity and the step back program. There is 2 ways to do things, right? One is train for specificity and 2 is obviously taking the step back. Okay, that's lifting. Lifestyle-wise, what can you do? Well, are you sleeping enough? And I know you guys aren't pro bodybuilders. Let's say your kids go and play soccer, and they're done at soccer at 9. Drive home, it's 9:30. Get them ready for bed, get yourself to bed, it's 11. You got to be up at 5 a.m. the next morning for work. You're not getting 8 hours of sleep. Can you do better at getting sleep? Is it possible? Maximize your own situation where you can maximize your sleep. Because unlike Derek Lunsford, unlike Hadi Chopin, unlike Samson, guys, you're not a pro bodybuilder. I'm a pro bodybuilder, but I suck. And I make way more money not bodybuilding, even if I was a great bodybuilder, because I'm a businessman. I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. So I can't afford to do that. If I hit a plateau, I got to do my best to maximize my sleep. Food. Are you getting in enough calories for your goals? If your goal is to gain strength, you're not going to want to be hypocaloric. Are you eating enough foods? Are you eating the right foods? Are you getting enough protein? Are you getting enough carbohydrate? All things to look at. Maximize that. Are there supplements that can help? Peak Physicor, a supplement I make. In studies, it had a 2-time bench press gain over placebo. So let's say the placebo group gained 5 pounds in their bench. The Peak Physicor group gained 10 pounds. So it's not like they went from 300 to 600 pounds bench. Nah, they gained 10. It's nothing huge. It's not steroid-like, but You get what I'm saying? Are there supplements that can help you? Are you staying hydrated during the day? Are you drinking enough water? Are you taking enough rest days? Those are all things to look at. Okay, those are my training advices. I know there's more. For the sake of time, those are something you can start with if you haven't tried them yet. Diet. Let's say you're cutting calories. You're dropping. You're dropping about 1 to 2 pounds a week. Your calories are low. They're like 1,200. Let's say 1,200. You can't function. You're at work every day. You're looking at the computer and your brain's somewhere else. You can't think. The spreadsheets are blurry. You're being angry, hangry to your wife and your kids. It's not going to sustain. Now, science has shown that, it's demonstrated that these don't really work. But in my experience, they really do. Albeit maybe more psychologically than physiologically. I do see people able to break fat loss plateaus using diet breaks. For example, let's say you're at that 1,200 calories. Bump it up to maintenance. Let's say 2,000. So you're at 2,000 and your weight might go up 1 to 2 pounds, maybe 3. And then once it starts, after about a week at that calorie level, you go back to dieting just as you did at the beginning. So you drop your calories a little bit to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. Once that plateaus, you drop it again 1 to 2 pounds a week. Once that plateaus, you drop it again 1 to 2 pounds a week. That is how you break a plateau in diet. In my experience, again, the science guys will say I'm full of shit, but I've coached thousands of people and tried a lot of different methods on myself as well. That's always been very effective. Now, if you're trying to gain weight, make sure your training's on point. There's nothing you can do but eat more fucking food. At the end of the day, you can out-eat your metabolism. It might be uncomfortable. It's not for everybody. I think Jay Cutler said the best bodybuilders usually separated at who could pack down the most food. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, and Jay, if that's not you, I apologize. But I think Jay would agree. One of the reasons he was able to get to where he's at is he was so meticulous about getting enough food in the off season. So make sure you're eating enough food. Guys, those are my plateau breakers for training, for dieting, and for bulking. For bulking, the answer is you're fucked. You just have to eat more. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. Please comment down below, and I'm going to play an ad at the end of this video. Now, whether you buy that or not, go to tigerfitness.com, support us. That's tigerfitness.com. That's my site. We need creatine, protein, the greatest multivitamin ever created, Immortal, the greatest green supplements ever created, machine greens and reds. I'm going to give you a coupon code. Coupon code is TexasPro, TEXASPRO, 10% off everything on the site. Coupon code TexasPro, good till the end of the week. All right, guys, so that's all I got to say about that. What do you think? Comment down below. Help me out. The algorithm hates me. Help me out. Okay, whatever platform you're on, Twitter, Rumble, YouTube, do that. And of course, if you like political and news talk, I have a nightly podcast with Alan Roberts on rumble.com/tigerfitness, rumble.com/tigerfitness called Evening Rants. It's every night, Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Love you guys. And since it's that week, happy Father's Day. That's not a game. You ever leave town and you're like, how am I going to work out? What am I going to do? I can't go to the gym. I'm in a crappy hotel gym. What do I do? Well, we have these resistance bands at tigerfitness.com. We just got them back in. They're extremely affordable, under $50. So number one thing is there's 5 levels of resistance. It comes with this nifty bag to put it in. I take them with me wherever I go. If I'm on the road, I always have the bands with me, right? So it's got the super heavy one, the green one, down to the really light one, the yellow one, 5 levels of resistance. Now with these things, you can do everything with them. You can do arms, you can do chest, you can tie it onto something and do things like this. You can do anything you want. Some people even argue that they're more effective based on the strength curve than actual weights. I'm not one of those people. I love going to the gym. I love clanging and banging. I love the iron. But that doesn't mean that you can't use bands and enhance your program. Look, the beauty of these things is that it also provides a different stimulus. We use these, even though we're fully equipped at Legacy of Carbon, we have bands and all of our athletes use these either to superset or whatever it is. You could do simple things like band pull-aparts for your rear delts and shoulder integrity. These are amazing. Anyway, 5 different resistance levels. Available right now at tigerfitness.com. Comes with the carrying bag. Go get yours now. You won't regret it. And if you're ever on the road, if you're ever away from a gym, never have to miss a resistance training session again.